Welcome to AI for Good, the leading action-oriented, global and inclusive United Nations platform on AI. Organized by ITU, in partnership with 40 UN sister organizations, and co-convened with Switzerland. The goal of AI for Good is to identify practical applications of AI to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and scale those solutions for global impact. In today's session, we're counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging discussion. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished panelists and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is yours.
Thanks so much, Anna. And hello, everyone. A very good day to everyone joining today. Welcome to the AI for Good Innovation Factory session. I am Thomas Pascal from the ITU. The Innovation Factory is part of the AI for Good initiative, and it is a global AI startup pitching platform that is designed to help startups to grow and scale their innovative AI solutions to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goals by providing various business opportunities, as well as mentoring services such as matchmaking with potential business partners, networking, showcasing their AI solutions, as well as winning prizes, among others. Today's Innovation Factory is quite unique, and it's the first session of an Innovation Factory on AI and machine learning solutions for climate change. And we are going to have another session on 19 October, which is going to be a second session. And the best teams of the startups will be invited to the grand finale, which will take place at the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP28 in Dubai. Furthermore, some of the startups will be invited to the AI for Good Global Summit that will take place next year, May 2024. I believe this is a really great opportunity for the top teams because they will be able to pitch their technology and solutions in front of renowned AI experts from around the world, to investors, high-level government officials, and the UN agencies. These startups will also have a networking opportunity with the UN system organizations and other potential business partners. And also during the AI for Good Global Summit in 2024, they will be invited to an all-VIP exclusive networking events where they will meet various potential business partners and investors. So today, we have a variety of startups that I'm excited to see their pitch. And the themes that we are covering today in the session today are food and climate smart agriculture, as well as water resource management. So good luck to all the startups and in their pitches. Now, I would like to introduce the judges of today's pitching session. First and foremost, I would like to introduce Jennifer, who is the co-founder and CEO of Insect Intelligence, which is a deep tech startup researching, applying AI and machine learning to unearth hidden insights with large data sets for customers in the government sector to fight online crime, disinformation, and counterterrorism. So Jennifer, welcome and good afternoon.
Thank you, Thomas. It's my pleasure to be here.
So can you tell us just quick background about your startup and the amazing work that you are doing?
Yes, as you mentioned, we're leveraging machine learning and advanced AI models for the detection of online harms, things like terrorism, crime against children, human trafficking, disinformation, leveraging large language models for that. And we've been working on this for about 6 years now, not really a startup anymore.
Thanks so much. Next up, and the second judge I would like to introduce is Carlo Brider, who is the founder and executive chairman of the Totora Brider Institute for Partnership Excellence. Hi, Carlo. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. I'm really excited about today. It's going to be just a phenomenal session. I can feel it in my bones. A little bit about myself. I'm originally an artificial intelligence engineer. I've worked in private-public partnership capacity building programs, ranging from economic capacity building to cybersecurity capacity building across the world. I'm a very dedicated SDG ambassador. And like you said, I'm the chairman of the Totora Brider Institute for AI and Cybersecurity. That is a US-based global think tank that really focuses on driving the best effects out of AI and cybersecurity. Formerly, I was the CEO of Gorilla Corporation, which is a company that does focuses essentially, it's a marketing agency for the technology sector. So today, I'll be looking out mostly for entrepreneurship drive, marketing forethought. I'll be looking at the business models. I'll be very interested to see how the companies plan to scale up their businesses. So very excited, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here once again.
Thanks, Carlo. Last but not least, I would like to introduce Melissa Sassi, who works with early stage entrepreneurs on digital and business transformation. Melissa, it's nice to have you today. So welcome and good morning.
Thank you. I think I dove right in before at the last moment. I'm good at rolling in almost late. So thank you for having me. I'm Dr. Melissa Sassi. I've spent about the last 10 years or so in tech. I've built 2 startup accelerators from both IBM and Microsoft, scouted about 225 startups from 75 countries, raising more than $300–400 million in investment capital. Not just me. The founders, I think, take all the credit, but I'll take a tiny little piece of that credit, that is. I'm now running my own venture studio, where I focus on enabling scale-ups, startups, and enterprise with growth. So that's access to customers, enterprise partnerships, all the kinds of things that startups need to build, scale, thrive, and maybe exit. I'm also a investment scout or venture capital scout for a climate action fund called Enduring Planet. And I've been around the kind of AI for good circuit, if you will, for the last few years, having been a judge multiple times. So I'm a big fan and always look for interesting startups that I can enable or just share my voice. And I hope it's helpful. So again, thank you for having me. And I apologize for rolling in just in time.
Thank you, Melissa. It's nice to have you. So we are good to go. Okay, right now, let's dive deep into how AI can solve climate change. So as we are starting our session, I would like to inform you that, as already mentioned, we have 2 themes: food and climate smart agriculture, as well as water resource management. So we are going to start with the food and climate smart agriculture. And each startup has 5 minutes for their presentation or for their pitch. And these 5 minutes will be followed up by another 5 minutes of Q&A from the judges. And if the audience have questions, please type them in the video wall on the neural network, and we'll address them at the end of the pitch from the various startups. So we have 7 startups online, ready to pitch, ready to showcase their AI ML solutions for climate change. Now I would like to invite the first startup to present, Finup. So Angelo, good afternoon, and the stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. I'm Angelo Micarelli, co-founder and chief marketing officer of Finup. First of all, let me thank you all for this opportunity. This word could sound familiar to you, but by 2050, World population will reach 9 billion people. To feed them, agricultural production must increase, but without depleting scarce resources such as land and water. Is there a solution? We think there is, and we won't be part of it. Our vision is really ambitious. We want to save water and then preserve life, thanks to the help of a small friend coming from the cosmos. And here is our friend, the cosmic rays. We use cosmic ray to measure the water content. But how does it work? Cosmic rays generate cosmic neutrons when in contact with Earth's atmosphere. These neutrons interact mainly with water molecules, for instance, present in the soil. Part of these neutrons will be absorbed and part will be reflected again into the air, becoming slow neutrons. Slow neutrons are the messenger that told us about the water content. This is, in brief, the CRNS, Cosmic Ray Neutron Sensing Technology. This technology provides a measure of the water content representative in deep, since cosmic neutrons have enough energy to penetrate 10-50 centimeters deep into the soil, and on a large scale, about 5 hectares at sea level, since slow neutrons are spatially distributed over large distance in the air. CRNS is widely validated and accepted, and clearly was not invented by us. What we have done is to create a new generation of probe capable of measuring cosmic neutrons. Our hardware is patented and totally engineered, ready for large-scale production, bringing some crucial advantages. First of all, we can supply real-time value of the water content, since we can measure both the cosmic and the slow neutrons with just one single instrument. The probe is light, about 5 kilos, and really compact. We can also supply gamma ray detection with a small additional module. The probe is off-the-grid ready thanks to the ultra-low power consumption of about 0.5 watt-hour. The probe is plug-and-play. We don't need initial calibration thanks to muons detection. All this feature allows a real technology transfer from university to industry. To make this technology transfer effective, we developed a site-specific soil moisture prediction that is as accurate as possible, but then has practical implication. First of all, there is a training phase. We take advantage of the time series of soil moisture as measured by our probes, now installed in 5 continents, and the related weather parameters. Since we are a startup relatively young, we increase this dataset with generative AI to have a more robust base for our training models. Now, the training part comes into its own. A recurrent neural network is responsible for learning the dynamic of the data, especially soil moisture, by analyzing 1 week time series and then predicting the trend over the next 2-3 days. In this way, we obtain a function that describes the soil moisture trend specific for that particular site. Now, having site-specific weather forecast available, we can predict the value of the soil moisture up to 5 days ahead. To really save water, as in our
1 minute
vision,
to finish.
Yes. To really save water, as in our vision, we use soil moisture prediction to provide irrigation advice to farmers that is as simple and intuitive as possible, when and how much to irrigate. But in recent months, we are developing something innovative, which is to provide early warning for risk of landslide, floods, and fire, always site-specific. I will draw to a close by showing you our team that enable us to realize our vision day by day. And finally, I conclude with this image of Northern Lights, made possible precisely by cosmic ray. Thanks for your attention. Finup, live from Cosmos.
Thanks a lot for your pitch and for keeping on time. So I would like now to invite the judges. There's 5 minutes. So Jennifer, I'll give you first the floor.
Sure. I wanted to know, first of all, who your ideal customer persona is for your business.
We have two main typical customers. One could be a big company involved in agriculture, such as Ferrero here in Italy, that they will take advantage of already existing platform to manage data. And our irrigation advice or soil moisture measurement will be part of a chain that is already there to extract the maximum value from our information. And the second kind of typical customer are manufacturer of hardware, such as tractor or any kind of vehicle that can go into the field, since we can integrate our probe to supply them bidimensional maps of soil moisture to take the most advantage of the variable rate machinery for irrigation.
Thank you. And could you tell me just briefly a little bit about the kind of the founding story, how you came together as a team? What's the backstory on your business?
Yeah, sure. So Finup is a spin-off of Padua University. The name in Italian language stays per nuclear physics applied. So it's not financial, it's not Finland. And there were three nuclear physics and me as the starting point. Then we had a pre-seed founding in 2020. We were able to engineerize the probe. Then we have a second round in 2022. We were able to left the university, have our own headquarters. In this year, we hired people. We passed from 3 to 17 people in 12 months. And recently, 2 months ago, we win a grant from European Council of Innovation for 3 million euros.
Congratulations. Sounds like you have some nice traction. I'll now give it over to my colleagues.
Melissa, the floor is yours.
Sure. Can you maybe explain a little bit about your business model, how you make money? And it sounds like you've had some great traction. So talk to me a little bit about how you plan to, sustain things over time.
Yeah, we have a dual business model. The first one, especially in the first period, is to sell hardware, since this is much more easy to manage, and we can have a revenue on top of it thanks to the margin from cost of production. Now we are switching more and more to be service provider. We want to create added value services on top of our hardware. The first example I can give you is the irrigation advice, but we also have other different verticals. We also supply information for hydropower production, since we can measure the water content into the snow, or we can supply early warning, as I mentioned, for landslide, floods, and all these services are based on the installation of our probes. And for least but not last, we can pre-locate the water leaks along the aqueducts, since all these verticals that I mentioned have the water as a main point of our market. So whatever there is water, we can be there.
Okay, one more question. Talk to me about your tech stack.
Sorry?
Talk to me about your tech stack. What are you running on, and what's your tech roadmap, or is that a better question for someone else in the team?
Sorry, but I don't get your question. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, so the technology that you're using, you're either from a cloud perspective, an AI perspective.
Yeah, basically we integrate two different technology. The first one is the CRNS technology, that is how the probe really works itself. That is the detection of the neutron generated by the cosmic ray that allows to determine the water content. So this is the first main technology. And the second one, that is, we can say, less original or innovative, is we put artificial intelligence on top of it to have the best value possible from our data. So basically, since we don't have enough data measured, we have generative AI to have a more wide data set. And then we use this long short-term memory algorithm to teach the system to detect the soil moisture in a specific place. So this is what makes us unique, to have a site-specific forecast of soil moisture. Then you can apply these to several verticals.
Yeah, my question was more around the tech partners you're working with.
The tech partners, sorry, okay.
Yeah, sorry if I wasn't so clear.
No, sorry, it's me that I didn't understand. Well, we already have a lean value chain, and we have technical partner that help us. First of all is ST Microelectronics for the electronic board that we have on top. And then we have Amamatsu that supply us with the photo multiplier that we need in our probe. But from a software point of view, we do all internally. So basically all the algorithm to detect the neutrons or to develop the artificial intelligence is made by our team.
Okay. All right, I'll give others a chance, and sorry for capitalizing upon so much time.
Thanks. Caro, if you have one quick last one, and then we move to the next presenter.
Look, I'll be super quick. So Angelo, geographical rollout, how fast are you planning to sell outside of Italy?
Yeah, we are planning a new round next year related with the fund of a European community to open new offices in France, maybe Southeast of Asia, and for sure United States. Okay. And we are and so we're planning like this.
Okay, one more and the final question. Sell me the dream in a few words. You're like, how is this going to change the world for good? How is this going to really impact sustainability? How is it going to impact the Sustainable Development Goals?
I will answer with the word of a farmer that already used our probe, is that we can do it the right thing at the right time. And this new knowledge of the soil moisture and this simple tool to irrigate will really create a difference by saving water and at the same time to not affect the yield of the farmer. Seems impossible, but it is true thanks to new technology.
Thanks, Angelo.
Thanks to you.
Thanks a lot, Angelo,
Bye.
For the pitch. And now we are going to the next startup, AI Radiance. So Mohammad Reza, good evening to you, or good afternoon to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, one moment.
Okay. Here you can share the screen and start the presentation.
Excuse me, I have a problem with my camera. Let me fix it.
I think you can just share the screen, but that is more important. Okay. Yeah, so now it's time for AI Radiance. The floor is yours. You can start the pitch.
Hello everyone. I'm Mohammad Reza Mahmoudvan, and today I'm pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you about AI Radiance, my startup. Imagine a world where gamma spectroscopy, hyperspectral images, and meteorological data seamlessly come together, revealing patterns, trends, and possibilities. That's precisely what AI Radiance startup is all about. As we delve into the heart of my presentation, you will discover how our innovative solution transfers raw data into strategic insights and unlocking a new era of informed decision-making. Let's set the stage by acknowledging a pressing change, the scarcity of arable land in the MENA region. The statistics we are about to explore paints a vivid picture of a region facing a critical need for innovative solution. As we can see, the numbers tell a story of limited resources, and also we are facing a growing demand for sustainable practices. According to the World Bank, in a region that is 84% desert, there is less and less land left for growing food. These words encapsulates the challenge we face in MENA region, a region not just grappling with limited arable land, but on one that demands ingenious gene solutions to ensure food security and sustainable agriculture. And also, according to the World Bank, MENA can no longer afford to ignore its land's problem, particularly as governments deal with risk posed by climate change and pressure of population growth. As we delve deeper into challenges faced by MENA region, another stark reality emerged. Currently, 40% of its needs for agriculture products are being met by imports, highlighting a significant dependency on external sources. Moreover, its reliance cereal imports is among the highest in the world. As we navigate complexity, another challenge comes into focus. Water stress. It's reality that the majority of countries in MENA find themselves in the critical category where annual water withdrawals exceed available renewable water resources. To redefine the landscape of agriculture in MENA through the power of machine learning, we optimize resources, predict patterns, and unveil actionable insights. Radiance is a strategic ally in the pursuit of sustainability and resilience. In the realm of agriculture, understanding soil properties is a key to understanding the language of earth, a critical factor to applications ranging from crop yield prediction to environment remediation. However, the traditional methods of soil property estimation have proven to be not only time-consuming and labor-intensive, but also often inaccurate. As we confront the challenges of traditional soil property estimation, our steps in a transformative solution. Our AI-based software utilizes the sophisticated array of data collection methods, including infrared spectroscopy, gamma spectroscopy techniques, and satellite imagery. This enables us to estimate soil properties across large areas swiftly and with unparalleled accuracy. And powered by advanced data analysis, offers a more efficient and accurate solution. We decode the language of the soil in record time, providing insights that shape precision agriculture. We are focusing in various data sources. We crafted a wrapper that effortlessly integrates with other farming data acquisition platforms, agriculture. And
1 minute, please.
Yeah. Let's see. And these are some of the features. We leveraging NLP, natural language processing models, for commenting and ensuring that farmers can interact effortlessly. And also, we are working with the CRNS data for detection of moisture and irrigation commands, and entering the concept of a digital twin, a powerful tool with AI Radiance designed to mirror and illuminate the highly dynamic challenges of farming, from the genetic makeup of crops to their growth patterns. And AI Radiance taps into biological data and understands the complexity of each crop. By integrating this information, our software creates a comprehensive model that goes beyond generic prediction, offering insights tailored unique biological attributes of your crops. Also, the market soil property estimation is large and growing, and the market is expected to grow 5% from 2022 to 2028. And the potential of customers for our software includes farmer, agriculture businesses, environmental agencies, and government organizations, especially in the MENA region. And our business model is subscription-based. A customer will pay a monthly or annual subscription for different plans. And also, we are working on a prototype. We are going to running our prototype on a private local farm, and we are behind the AI Radiance is a team of passionate individuals, each bringing a unique set of skills, expertise to the table, from ML engineer to statistics and bioinformatician. And our future plan is interconnected and reconnects The importance of collaboration. We aim to work closely with different vendors of smart farming devices, seamlessly connecting their technologies with our digital twin for a holistic integrated farming experience, and recognizing the ecological challenges of soil erosion. Also, we are diving into
thank you.
Thank
okay,
you.
now we are going to the Q&A. So I'd like to ask the judges to ask their questions. And of course, for all the other teams, please make sure that you keep you within your 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jennifer? To you.
Yes. Yes, of course. Thank you for your presentation. I wanted to know primarily where you are, what stage you're at with your product development and also your business plan. What sort of traction have you had thus far?
Yeah, actually, we are fresh out of oven startup, less than 1 year in production, and we are analyzing the data from a private and local farm. And we are going to train our model and release our product to the public.
Okay, so you have like a prototype right now that you're testing, validating right now?
Exactly.
Okay, excellent. And in terms of the NLP, you mentioned you're going to leverage NLP. Could you just explain very briefly how you'll be leveraging NLP for your solution?
We are understanding that the farmers, especially farmers in my country, they are from old people, most of them. So for having a better user experience, we provide them the NLP for integrating and interacting with our software more easily and having a better user experience for them.
Okay, and since you didn't have a lot of time to expand on it in your presentation at the end, could you just briefly describe what your business model is?
We want to run a subscription plan and based on different data sources and different insights that our customers are welcomed, and based on the subscription plan on a cloud basis.
Okay, I'll let someone else ask questions.
Hey, Melissa, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, just one question. I'll make it quick. So for the prototypes that you've created and the kind of proof of concept project that you have going, is that a paid project? Or how are you, or have you gotten any funding for that? I don't know if I heard that, and I apologize if I missed it.
I couldn't understand you. Could you ask me again?
Yeah, the project that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Have you received any funding for that? Is that customer paying you?
No, actually, it's a private company currently, but we are negotiating with the different universities and accelerator for interacting with them. But currently, no, it's a private.
Okay, and are you working on this full-time, or is your team working on this part-time?
We are going to become a full-time, but currently, honestly speaking, part-time working.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Those are my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Carlo, I don't know if you have like quick questions as well from your side.
I do. Just a super quick one. Yeah, I'd like to ask again about the impact this will actually make to your customers and to the world at large in terms of the Sustainable Development Goals and your alignment there. So if can you give me some statistics or a vision of how your technology is going to impact the agricultural sector? What kind of how are you going to measure it? What are going to be your KPIs? What do you expect to see as an improvement in farming yields, or whatever it is that you're able to say about the impact of your technology?
I think the most significant item that I want to solve in our region and the MENA region is the lack of the smart farming, and I want to using the gamma spectroscopy data and mixing them with the different data sources then could level up the agriculture more efficiently what is the in demand for our countries in the MENA region. So I hope to do that one day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much for the presentation, AI Radiance. Right now, I'm going to the next presenter, Agri-ELL. This is William. William, good afternoon, and the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes for the pitch.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you can see the screen okay. So my name is Will Blake. I'm a geography and environmental science academic at the University of Plymouth. My background is in nuclear and isotopic techniques to support food and water management decisions. And I'm here representing the Agri-Environmental Living Lab project. It's a very young entity which exists to currently trial soil sensor technology based on nuclear and isotopic developments, soil sensor technology to develop databases on soil quality, particularly at scale. And really it's that issue of scale is where we're coming to you with this pitch, in that we have ambition to connect what we do on the ground with the soil sensor technology to AI and citizen science to really unlock its full potential. And with a particular focus here on developing or supporting agribusiness in sub-Saharan Africa. So I guess the panel is quite aware of the importance of soil organic matter as a key component part of fighting the battle on climate change. And we're very familiar with the concept of drawing down carbon from the atmosphere into the soil through land management practice. But also once the organic carbon is in the soil, we have big improvements in terms of climate change resilience, certainly in terms of soil structural improvements in resisting extreme rainfall events, but also improving water retention and drought resilience as well. And of course, the sum output of all of these aspects is improved soil health, improved soil fertility, which increases yields, improves crop productivity, and all of that feeds back into the agri-business benefits. But really, to progress with this and to inform climate smart agricultural management decisions, we need high quality data at scale on soil organic carbon. And that's really where we're focusing our efforts in the Agri-ELL project. So traditional approaches to getting soil organic carbon data are expensive and time consuming in terms of sampling and laboratory analysis, and take time in terms of getting information back to the farmer. So we've been working on innovations in proximal gamma spectrometry. These are sensors that are off the shelf, and we really specialize in working out the optimal way to deploy these. And so we've been working on proximal gamma spectrometry, and we found that through our work that we can get very rapid measurements of soil organic carbon, providing really high resolution spatial patterns, which are very informative to farmers on the ground. Linked into that, we've been working with near-infrared spectroscopy, which also allows us to measure soil organic carbon in an alternative way on the spot. And what we've done is we've worked with communities in sub-Saharan Africa on this technology, and we found it's a really important way of engaging farmers in taking ownership of their data, and again, understanding and visualizing the quality of the land underneath their feet to make decisions on the ground. So we're kind of empowered by these tools, but really it's that question of how do we deliver these kind of data sets at scale? And that's kind of where we can move into the ambition to work with AI and in particular space data. So we see the solution to that problem of upscaling in AI modeling and space data analytics. At the moment, there's technology, we're working with partners in Downforce Technology who have the capacity to visualize relative soil organic carbon variability in the landscape. And they're really hungry, these models are very hungry for data on the ground that can help validate those. And so there's an iterative process between the validation using ground data and feeding the models back to improve the quality of the predictions those models make. And really those are going to help us understand where to use the sensor technology best, allowing us to upscale and then to really inform land management decisions from the farm through to the community and up to the national scale. The other really important thing about integrating the databases with AI modeling is it allows us to understand how the present condition fits into the past, because past remote sensing data can allow us to look back in time, see how the present has come about, but then also predict into the future. And so this iterative process is really what we're trying to develop, to develop a new generation of citizen scientists. And so our vision through the investment that we're hoping to achieve here is really we need investment in people and capacity at the moment. That's what it comes down to. We can maybe evaluate that within the questions. But our vision is that we want to see self-sustaining citizen science platforms emerging from the collaboration that we want to develop. We want to see dynamic modelling for soil organic carbon, which can be owned and supplied by the landowners themselves. And really the outcome of all of that is evidence-led, locally tailored land management interventions. So really that sums up where we're going. We see huge potential in unlocking the capacity of off-the-shelf nuclear and isotopic tools through innovative deployment and working in collaboration with AI and citizen science programs. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for staying on time. And right now I'd like to go into the Q&A, and I would like to invite Melissa, if you have the first quick question.
Yep, talk to me about how you're going to make money.
Yes, it's a good question. So we're a very young entity at the moment, and we've been operating for a few months. We've had our centre technology. At the moment, our current contracts are data provision, and so we're very much about the R&D, about data quality. That's really at the heart of what we do. And so at the moment, we are, I guess, the contracts that we have undertaken so far to farm advisory groups and to the tech company that we're now partnering with in terms of data provision. Looking ahead, and this is the ambition, is that really we want to be providing data to large agri-businesses who can afford to provide that data, national governments and entities of that scale. But really, as I said, our heart is in feeding this into development in the global south. And so we'd like to sort of, through those larger contracts to the agri-businesses, we wanted to feed that money back in to build these citizen science and peer-to-peer platforms. I think the really important part of what we want to do here is that the technology we have, we can design the protocols effectively through the endeavours that we make in terms of I guess understanding the best protocols to put these things on the ground. We can then empower communities to deliver their own data, and they can become data providers as well. And that could be generating new agribusiness and data tech, I guess, livelihoods on the ground in sub-Saharan Africa. And so it's kind of that iterative again. Is somehow we need to draw money, of course, from the large businesses that need the data.
One more quick question.
But we want to feed that back in to build that citizen science program.
Awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, not at all.
Like how you going to operationalize that and balance, the financial, the lucrative financial nature of big business versus, on the ground in need?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I opened up an academic. I'm looking for mentorship. I did see that part of this program is about mentorship. I mean, certainly there is, there is a business model, I think, to follow here. But I think, yeah, I'd be looking for advice there. I wouldn't want to pretend now to have the answer to that question.
Awesome. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you. That covers my questions, Thomas. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I would like to invite Carlo, if you have some questions.
I always have questions. William, I thought this was a really good presentation, and I like the citizens science platform component. I was wondering, from that perspective, what kind of partnerships do you need to build in order to deploy these citizen science platforms? Will it be partnerships with universities, and how's that going? How's it all received, and how fast is it going to scale? Yeah,
so part of my track record is in evidence into action projects in East Africa, in Tanzania. So we work very closely with NGOs who deliver nature-based solutions on the ground through training local communities and then building trainer communities. And so we have strong networks in Tanzania and in Kenya, which we tap into. So there already are networks out there. The question is now bringing this new technology into those networks, training people so the technology can be used on the ground. So those are the kind of networks we tap into. There are sort of nature-based solution entities all over sub-Saharan Africa that are fighting hard to try and bring change on the ground, and we just be bringing this new technology into those. So those networks do exist, and we have experience and track record working with them.
So I ran an NGO in East Africa for about 10 years on the ground, and I know how hard it is for NGOs to actually get the money to be able to run programs like these. How are they going to get paid? Where's the money coming from for them? Is it coming from the University of Plymouth or somewhere else? Or will it come from your customers? Yes, how do you visualize that?
Yes, I think that comes a little bit back to Melissa's question. I think we'd be looking for this to become a commercial. I mean, at the moment, I guess we're kind of pre-startup, really, if I'm honest about where we are. We're a very young entity that's had investment from regional enterprise money at the moment to get us going. So I certainly see that model that, we can make profit working for those who can pay, who are willing to pay, then we can feed that back into the citizen science programs. But I think the crucial thing about, and maybe I rushed a little bit on the last slide, is that we want those platforms to become self-sustaining. And so within those groups, once people are trained, they can actually create their own micro businesses on the ground. And so the citizen scientists on the ground who are armed with the tech can then become data providers themselves, and that would be they'll become new tech and data analytics businesses on the ground. So you can almost imagine sort of a swarm of small enterprises cropping up as a result of the training that we provide. But yeah, you're right. To kickstart that, we need investment of money. One, to build the product, and then two, to get those large contracts to feed back in. But that's really about what it is. It's about cycling the profits back into bringing that on the ground change bottom up with the communities in East Africa and or wider, depending on how big we can go and how quickly.
Thank you, William. That's great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. And last but not least, Jennifer, if you have some quick questions.
Sure, thank you. Congratulations, William. Really interesting project. I had a question about, I guess you could call it the cluster development, the work that you guys have been doing on the ground in sub-Saharan Africa. Just anecdotally, what sort of feedback are you getting from these communities? What sort of barriers to expansion in a project like this do you foresee?
Yeah, so I work closely with social scientists on the ground as well and design thinkers. So the whole sort of, I'm a natural scientist by training, but I'm very interdisciplinary now. And part of that whole thing about finding our way from evidence into action was about exploring those barriers to change. And the barriers on the ground, a lot within the communities, a lot of it's about access to information, it's about through education. And there's a lot of hunger on the ground to bring change, but it's about bringing that knowledge together. But one of the key things that we discovered, of course, is that a lot of the answers are actually within the community. They just need to be brought out through dialogue. And so actually a lot of the local environmental knowledge has been crucial in us helping bring change. It's been about marrying together the nuclear and isotopic evidence that we've brought together, but marrying that together with what the local people actually understand themselves. And that's through that process of co-design we brought around solutions. So as an example, within 4 years, we went from highly degraded lands, and in fact, this February, we were digging together with the local communities, digging rainwater harvesting features. And the community were willing and ready to do that, and they invested a huge amount of time, and several hundred rainwater harvesting features went in within 3 or 4 days. And that was, for us in terms of research, impact research, that was a very fast turnaround. It was because of that co-design process and the participatory process. And so that's what we draw upon, I think, to take things forward. Yeah.
Very good. Interesting validation. Thank you. I don't have any further questions, Thomas.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks, William.
That's it. Thank
Presentation
you.
for your pitch. Right now, we are going into the next startup. So we have Frank online here. So Frank, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes for your pitch. Good luck.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. So we are Frank Adebini and Yipeng. Both of us are researchers and international consultants. On my side, I'm specialized in geospatial data science and deep learning, in particular applied to solar spectroscopy. And he is specialized in digital soil mapping, soil spectroscopy, and has been the main focal point for several years of the global soil laboratory network of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. We are very glad and very excited to present our project, which is, as you'll see, really in its ideation stage, but that we see it growing into a game-changing solution to address the huge information gap regarding soil. So actually, Leonardo da Vinci in the 16th century already stated that we know more about the movement of celestial bodies than about the soul and the foot. This statement, this point still holds true, and even more today, which is actually very unfortunate because accurate information about soil is crucial to guarantee food safety, and help us to mitigate climate change. The main reason for that is that acquiring accurate soil information is really time-consuming and quite expensive. To make it concrete, when you use accurate soil characterization method, very common, which is using soil chemistry, acquiring such soil properties and estimating them using, again, soil chemistry can take days, if not weeks. And the cost could be roughly estimated about $100 per sample. It makes this kind of methodology and estimation procedure only accessible to very few. Our ambition is to achieve 100-fold reduction in its cost and make prediction of soil properties a matter of minutes. To do so, our ambition, our goal is to create soil properties prediction platform online, leveraging deep learning and soil spectroscopy. Soil spectroscopy is a very simple idea. It's essentially looking at the colors of the soils, but in the infrared region of the light, and looking at the pattern of interaction between these light and soil can reveal a lot about soil properties. These techniques actually has been used by the community for several decades, but it is today undergoing a data-driven revolution, fueled in particular by AI modeling. With YE, we have published a research work 1 year ago, where we showed actually that using large soil spectral library, like the one provided by the US, and using deep learning and deep models, we managed to predict soil properties like potassium, which are very important, but that were actually impossible to predict till recently. But we show that actually now it is definitely possible. But to create value with such model and tap into its full potential, we really need data to flow in massively and continuously. And to do so it means that your model will be exposed over time over a growing and vast diversity of data required to improve the model over time. Without such flow, that's essentially the ceiling glass that we researchers and even state entities struggle to break. And we truly believe that, and we are convinced that the main way to break this status quo is to leverage financial mechanism and sustainable business model. So our business model is essentially related around two aspects. First one, we envision a subscription plan, basic one, based on usage and features. And more importantly, we want to provide credit-based subscription where users providing annotated data will benefit credit according to the scarcity of the data they provide. Our market opportunity essentially soil laboratories, both public and private, research institutions, and the agribusiness sector. We're not targeting pharma for now. In the next 6 months, what we need actually is, as you see, we are in the early stages. So to navigate through the further step, we need intensive mentorship to support, to validate the business idea, to build MVP, and further conduct market research. And ideally, we'd like to find an early adopter to validate our idea in real-world setting. So that's it. We truly think that this idea could be, could have a global impact, and so we hope that it piques your interest. And looking forward to your question. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Right now we are going to Q&A. So I'll start with Melissa for the questions.
Okay, super. Can you, in the end, you talked about validating your idea. Can you just kind of revisit for a little bit, kind of exactly where you are in terms of traction? I know you said you were early stage. How early stage are you exactly? Is it, what have you done in terms of validating the idea for yourself?
Now this is a proof of concept. We are researchers, and so we are convinced, and that's actually technique. The problem, the issue is not really technical. The problem is data flow, right? So we want to leverage actually this kind of incentive mechanism to make data flowing, because essentially whatever as good as could be our model, we know that actually if we are not capitalizing in the error analysis of our model, I mean, we won't going to go anywhere. So we want to essentially to leverage, and so to validate it, ideally what we would like is to have access to kind of innovation partner that could feed the model with data that could play the game with us, and essentially trying to validate our model, in a real setting with data flowing massively, and it's essentially explaining them, what to collect and when based on the model error. I mean, the typical life cycle of data solution.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to invite Carlo for the question.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. I wanted to ask you if if you had a magic wand, right? How would you like to see your next 12 months? What are going to be the milestones that you'd really like to see in order to see your business concept develop?
Yeah, essentially, my dream would have as I said, to have a membership to provide, the insight from the business-minded people. We are definitely not. We have the vision, and so first of all, we would like to have kind of intensive mentorship, and we would like to have kind of, as I said, innovative partners to test our idea in a kind of real setting, but quite large scale.
And just if I may, just a secondary quick question. When do you think that your product, your solution could actually go live if everything went well? When do you think that could happen?
I think it's a matter of 6 months, a year.
Okay. That as an MVP?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how much time between MVP and final reality?
Yeah, I mean, the main challenge would be the partnership, I would say. Technically speaking, I think there is no technical challenge. I mean, we can leverage a lot of things. We can go to AWS or whatever. The main challenge would be to find the right partnership, and that's where we need support.
It's all about partnerships. I agree. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you so much. Right now, I'd like to invite Jennifer for questions.
Sure. Congratulations to both of you. I had a question. I'm not going to harp on the business aspect of things. I understand where you guys are, but I was going to ask you that since you're very research focused, is there, in terms of maybe building out what your vision is for the future and commercialization, is there any IP that you can protect and potentially kind of exploit in order to make this a business?
Yeah, for now, honestly, I have no vision on that, and that's where, again, I need the support, right?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Frank, for the presentation. Right now, we are going to the next startup, and we have a startup called Tolby. This is Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, Thomas. Thank you very much. I will share my screen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, you can start the presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Mohamedou. I'm co-founder and CEO of Tolby. So today, I think the best way to explain you our project is to tell you how the idea came into our mind. My uncle is a farmer. He wastes 50 to 80% of the water irrigation due to the lack of knowledge and lack of data. So this situation is a situation of farmers in Africa and almost farmers around the world. That's why we built the Tolby. Tolby is a SaaS platform based on AI and satellite images. It allows smallholder farmers in Africa and West Africa to have information in real time about what is happening in their field with data, with weather data and soil data taken by our platform and satellite images. Smallholder farmers can now practice climate smart agriculture practices to save water, save fertilizer, and increase their yield and increase their revenue. And since April 2023, we are able to generate carbon credit to allow farmers to have more revenue. And this way, because the farmers are adopting new climate smart agriculture practices. So in the value chain, we are providing data for others players in the value chain, like off-taker, input manufacturer, bank, to have data in real time to make action and anticipate. So this is almost our carbon marketplace to sell carbon credit to allow smallholder farmers to have more revenue in Africa. So yes, the market is fast growing. Since in Africa, smallholder farmers are using more and more internet, so we are targeting West Africa market with $1.7 billion and 60% of growing. So our business model is simple. Farmer-based organization and agro-businesses are subscribing in our platform for $2.5 per acre per campaign. So since we launched our platform in 2022, we start in Senegal, in West Africa, and this year we are operating in Senegal, Ivory Coast, Benin, Mali, Guinea, and we are looking forward to scale in Tanzania. So we have competitor. We are using satellite images, but smallholder farmers are receiving our information through local languages in their feature phone. So they don't need to have internet. So once our platform, once they are onboarding in our platform through mapping and profiling, our application with satellite images compute the water needs, the fertilizer in real time, and send this information to these smallholder farmers to adapt their practices against climate change. So yes, these allow us to be more competitive because we are deserving our solution in inclusive matter to allow smallholder farmers to have access to technology. So in the voluntary market carbon also we have a competitor, but our main difference is we are local, and we are using also local data, and we are more in with smallholder farmers. Yes, we took part in Google for Startups Sustainable Development Goal, and we have some development partners who we are working to drive smart agriculture in Africa, and also food security. So we are a pluridisciplinary team. Our team is composed by by IT, agronomy, and MBA financial part. We have some advisor, investor with background in AI and ML, for example, from Google. So actually, we are closing on seed round for $1 million. We have almost secured more than 90%, and we are looking for partnership and to scale our solution across Africa to allow smallholder farmers to be more to adapt, to have technology adapted in their local context, but also to allow Africa to feed himself, but also achieve food security. So thank you very much. And yes, I'm open to respond for your question.
Thank you so much for staying on time. Right now, I would like to open the floor for questions, and I would like to invite Carlo to first ask the questions.
Thank you. Mohamedou, that was a really good presentation. I really enjoyed it. It's well thought out, well explained. What can I say? I don't actually have a question for you right now. I thought it was, you told me everything I needed to know from the deck, so I'm going to hand over to the next judge.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. So let me go to Jennifer.
Sure. Also would like to echo that it was a really good presentation, covered all of the points. I wanted to ask you, it seems like you guys have traction in terms of partners, some investors that are very interested. What do you think that they're seeing that's so attractive about your business proposition? Is it the market validation? Is it the growth that they're seeing potentially for solutions like this? What sort of intelligence have you gathered, let's say, that's making it so attractive for these types of partners?
Yeah, I think the first is the impact, because you are deserving an important things about smallholder farmers, agriculture, and climate is the first. The second is our technology and our approach, because we are using deep models and deep learning AI set images, but our technology is scalable, because you are using satellite images, and we saw the lack of infrastructure in Africa about internet. We can use satellite images to collect massive data, to compute it with machine learning algorithms and local data to provide specific information, but also to enable those type of farmers having not access to internet to use their feature phone and use local NLP algorithm to receive information in the proper language. And also we did a market validation since 2022. And the idea is to scale our solution. And I would like to just add the business model, but because actually it's not the smallholder farmers who is paying the solution. We are targeting crop, cash crop and food crop, but we are knowing in the value chain who is interesting to give the solution to smallholder farmers. And all the most smallholder farmers are working directly with off-taker or processor to sell their product. So when we work with these players, they would like to pay the solution for those smallholder farmers, because when they pay the solution for smallholder farmers, the smallholder farmers can improve their yield and reduce their input costs about fertilizer and water. And this can help for this player, agribusinesses, off-taker, to improve their input and improve their practices. And also, more of them are looking for to have a sustainable value supply chain. So this from them.
Okay, so multiple impacts, and it sounds like you guys know a lot about the local market and the ideal customer. Excellent.
Okay, thanks so much.
Just super quick. It just came to me. I just wanted to clarify. Do you actually have paying customers already?
Yes.
Yes,
you do. We have organizations. Yes, in the 3 countries in West Africa.
Okay. And how fast? How fast do you think that that will grow? What do you have any projections of your growth rate for next year? Just to give us an idea.
Yes, we are looking for to make $1.2 million in revenue in the 2 next years, and growing in 50% for each year.
Okay, and in terms of selling in other countries in West Africa, other than where you're located, do you have partners that will actually help you with the sales process there?
Yes, we have country manager in this specific country with several experience in this field. So yes, we are partnering with.
Is it worthwhile selling alongside an existing supplier to the farming industry that you could piggyback on?
Can you repeat, please?
Is it possible for you to piggyback on a bigger organization as a partner of a bigger organization that is already selling into the smallholder industry? Is that something that's possible?
Yes, we are looking for input manufacturer or good Nestle, for example, or Baricale, or some of these type of industries. We are looking for that.
Excellent.
Okay, I would like to give the floor to Melissa.
I think I'm good. Everybody answered them. Well done. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Toby. And then we go to our next session on water resource management. And the first startup here is Poseidon. So Amaj, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes.
Good morning. Although Poseidon AI is a Singaporean-based company, but I am currently in New York. So to support the communities here, as you can follow the news, we had a flood here, and also we have a flood of immigrants. So my job here is to support as much as possible the local government. I will explain for you guys in the next couple of slides. I still don't know why I have this up here, but I will start. Poseidon AI extracts the power of IoT AI/ML to help farmers, indigenous and vulnerable communities, not only to face climate change impacts, but also in their sustainable development. With this, we contribute to 9 SDG goals, but the question is, how do we do that? So please take a look at this 1-minute video. growing population need to be fed. Water and soil are the main elements for agriculture production. One of the rapidly growing sources of protein comes from the water around the world. 47% of produced seafood is farmed, giving the value of $250 billion with a growth rate of 11% annually. However, to outpace the population growth and produce sufficient food for everyone, not only we should assure the sustainability of the sector, but also we should efficiently use the water for multiple purposes. By climate change impacting the water bodies, poikilothermals or cold-blooded species are facing extreme challenges to survive, grow, and reproduce. Currently, for helping farmers and communities, we are facing three challenges: climate change and environmental changes, lack of experts and knowledge gap, insufficient financial support to overcome these challenges. That is why we use an affordable IoT device to collect real-time environmental data from water bodies as well as different soil depths to train our AI/ML algorithms related to feeding amount, growth rate, maturity time, and even nitrate amount produced from fish excrement. We use image processing to calibrate our algorithms on the real-world conditions and on daily basis. With this technique, we reduce production costs by 20% and increase their yields by nearly 35%. Trained algorithms then are used in our YAS models and act as an expert for coastal, indigenous, and vulnerable communities to be able to generate $1,000 revenue per model, saving 2 tons of rainwater per system. Currently, we are working in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and busy collecting data from ocean waters and training our algorithm for saltwater species. Our saline YAS system can empower communities to produce high-value species using AI/ML to create and maintain optimal ocean-type environment for the species and efficient growth of saline-resistant plants with clay tiles. A multidimensional problem such as climate change need a multidisciplinary solution, a solution that can tackle socioeconomic, environmental, and even political issues caused by climate change. Thus, it is necessary for all of us to join forces to guarantee a brighter future for our planet and generations to come. Remember, AI is just a tool and not the final answer to the climate change crisis. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amash, for the staying in time within the 5 minutes. I would like to now invite the judges for some quick questions. So let me call upon Carlo. Yeah, yes, Carlo.
How fast is your market growing by, Amash?
It's super fast, especially after the pandemic, because we started in 2019 and everyone got we got locked down. So we started selling right away for the communities everywhere.
So you're getting currently a fair amount of demand.
Yes, we have a revenue. We are in all the areas that I mentioned, Africa, Asia, and Latin America. We are selling.
And how are you fulfilling that demand? Do you have offices all over the world, or do you work through partners?
We try to use partners everywhere we go, whether they are NGOs or UN entities. We try to partner up as soon as possible and send it out, our technology. We are not trying to conquer the market as the owner, but we are trying to partner up and make everyone grow at the same level at the same time and help everyone as much as possible.
And your solution, is it partly based on capital equipment and partly based on renewable subscription, or I guess there's business? Are you involved in the feeding side and in the consumables? That's what I meant.
So what we do, the business is one-time payment for the hardware, and then the rest is subscription depending on the species and how much we can support them and the time that these species will grow. Both on the plant side and the vegetable side. We try to tackle the bottleneck for the feeding amount first, and then we expand from there to other part of the systems. We do not go through the supply chain. If I understood correctly your question, we don't go through the supply chain, and we don't really care about how the whole supply chain goes to. We want the communities to figure it out themselves, whether they want it for self-consumption or they want to make food and sell it outside is their own decision. But that $1,000 that I mentioned to you, it's basically by producing raw material.
Okay, and my last question is, what's in your 12-month roadmap? What would you like to see happen in order to secure your business growth?
We are aiming to basically go for these saltwater species that we need to train our algorithm for 24 months, not only 12 months, and that's a very big obstacle for us. On the side of selling, we are currently going with freshwater species. That's why we are using rainwater. So in the next 12 months, we are hitting around 3,000 devices being sold to the communities.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to invite Jennifer for some questions.
Yeah, sure. Very quickly. Congratulations so much. Just a quick question. In terms of risks, are there any specific market risks you see for your business or expanding it? Are there any kind of regulatory issues that are coming into play in kind of the conversations you're having with your business partners?
Oh, I don't know where to start. We have so many risks and problems. Basically, we cannot enter to the communities and just provide them with any species that we want, because if they are invasive species, the government will lock us down. On the other hand, we have a problem of internet connectivity around the world on the mountains with indigenous communities or vulnerable communities. It's hard for us to provide them with any connectivity at all, especially that our algorithms are on the AWS cloud. So communicating between devices is very, very hard. Also, the other part is a spread of virus and diseases that keep on coming and going. And because we are not there, we cannot, the only chance we have is to work with the university to come and help them. But as you know, currently, not everyone can put antibiotics in the water or try to solve the issues with any chemicals. So we are trying to expand, carrying all these devices to the mountains and hiring as many people as possible. That's another problem that we have. That's why we are not using soil at all. It's contaminated. Not only that, but it's very heavy to carry it. So we use clay tiles, and that's a unique thing that we are doing. We already registered our method, so in other places, everyone know about our method and they're trying to implement it as much as possible.
Very good. It sounds like you guys have identified most of the risks. And yes, I asked basically because of the invasive species aspect of things. It sounds like it's on your radar. Very good. Thank you.
Thanks. Now I'd like to ask Melissa.
So talk to me a little bit about your, let's say your edge strategy for, connectivity challenges and, if satellite plays a role, or how do you see the connectivity solutions coming into play with your solution, if you will?
So we use two strategies to overcome that. One is we have a motherboard set in place in our devices that you can connect a SIM card basically and start pumping up the data. Or we can download the AI algorithms on that motherboard, so it will act as independently by its own. The other one is that we got this. We are negotiating now with these Israeli companies that they have a system that every meter we can put a small tiny gadget that will basically expand the Wi-Fi to reach to the area that we want. Luckily, in most of the indigenous zone, there are enough trees that we can just put this gadget on it and have internet, take the internet all the way up to the mountain. For the vulnerable communities, there is an issue of basically money at this point to have Wi-Fi. So we are working with the local governments in every place to support us getting Wi-Fi connectivity for them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Right now, we are going to our last but not least presentation or startup pitch. And I would like to invite the Big World startup for their pitch. So Ariana, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me on here. I'm excited to present Nico, the Big Wild Wetland Builders app. I am New Zealand born. I'm a tech for good and data integration specialist. I'm an international speaker and ecological conservationist who has a dedicated interest in collaborating with local and indigenous land stewards. I'm also the female founder of the Big Wild. Our mission with Nico aims to follow environmental stewardship by making wetland restoration accessible, efficient, and impactful by providing user-friendly, data-driven integration, ultimately contributing to the preservation of these essential natural resources for current and future generations.
Elena, just to quickly jump in, you're not showing your screen.
So let me have a look why it's not sharing. Is that working now?
That's working now. We just need to go into full presentation mode. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. The great climate regulator. Wetlands are the most carbon-dense ecosystems on our planet. Did you know that they store twice as much carbon, but are disappearing 3 times faster than forests? Oh, I'm sorry, the presentation's not working now. There we go. The problem, many wetland restoration projects do not succeed because of lack of accessible localized data, little to no guidance, and no easy access to incentivized programs or carbon credits contribute to failed wetlands. These issues demand innovative solutions. Introducing Nico, the Wetland Builders app, simplifying complex wetland restoration and water filtration. We integrate GIS, machine learning, and artificial intelligence data to empower diverse users to drive biodiversity, carbon sequestration, soil health, water filtration, and sustainable agriculture. We have a 7-step app localized project that we work with: GIS technology, hydrological considerations, excavation, soil management, localized installation, vegetation, and impact reporting. Policies in support of Nico are the USDA Farmable Wetlands Program. The Farmable Wetlands Program is an incentivized program designed for farmers to restore previously farmed wetlands. There's also the UN Convention on Wetlands. The convention is an intergovernmental treaty that provides the framework for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. There's also the IUCN Water Protection Policy. IUCN works to promote good water governance, implement nature-based solutions to climate change, protect freshwater biodiversity, and increase investment in ecosystems. Our business model is quite simple. We work with directly with local landowners and communities. We offer our integrated GIS data and climate predictions. We help them build out their farmable wetlands. We used and offer incentivized governmental programs, localized, and we also offer a carbon market partnership. One of the most important aspects of our app is the annual impact report, where they can actually upload all of their data, creating this impact report, including the essential carbon that the wetlands have sequestered. Nico technology is one of the greatest aspects of this application. You can see here a few of our integrated GIS maps. We're utilizing this right now with a project in Uganda, and these are several points that we are utilizing. We have a very simple 7-layer map here as an example that I'm showcasing. We have over 3,000 different layers that we use, but just to showcase a few of them here in a localized area in Uganda: carbon biomass, soil type, aquifers, wetland loss, wetlands, villages, and deforestation. We also use 3D mapping to be able to go through and measure out exactly where we're going to be building these wetlands. The top 4 benefits of Nico are climate change mitigation, water quality and quantity, sustainable agriculture, data-driven decision-making. The Nico impact is emissions reductions. Wetlands store 216 metric tons of carbon per acre. That's 50 cars a year worth of emissions removal per acre of wetland. That's a carbon credit jackpot. We are projected to remove 61 million cars worth of emissions in the first 5 years. We also have great impact in people and communities, supporting 3.2 million agricultural farms and 6 million people in the global south within 5 years. There are 59.3 billion square miles of land on Earth is agriculture, yet 50% of its wetlands have been destroyed. Nico is rapid restoration integration. Biodiversity, 40% of all plant and animal species live or breed in wetlands. Half of all threatened and endangered species are wetland dependent. We are looking for 10% gain in biodiversity measured using the biodiversity metric 4.0 within 5 years. Meet our incredible team. We are nothing without our team. Our wetlands specialist is Harvard University professor Jennifer Cole. Our incredible geospatial specialist is Nicholas Holm. We have Chief Technology Officer Suresh Mohan, and we also have our Nature's Chief Engineer Nico, along with a lot of our other community. Thank you for supporting Nico. We do want to let you know that in New Zealand, we have a very special relationship with our water. There's a Maui proverb, ko o te awa, ko te awa ko o. I am the river and the river is me, meaning we are one with nature and we must act so.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I would like to go into the questions. You are finished or you still had one more? Oh, it was finished, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I would like to ask the judges. I don't know, Melissa, can I start with you?
Yeah, sure. Talk to me about financials.
Yeah, so we work to integrate with incentivized programs on governments. So we're really looking to help any farmers and agricultural landowners, as well as developing nations, to be able to have work with governmental incentivized programs to help them pay for this. And we are also already speaking with several interested parties because there are programs such as Nature Conservancy, which ran a huge project for wetland restoration. So they are very interested in even potentially purchasing this app, as well as like United Nations. Government entities are a big part of who's going to be looking at working with this application.
Right. So basically public sector funding or grants, is there a, kind of a commercial element to things, or is it really, and I guess I shouldn't assume that government funding means grants, but is that what you're referring to, or would you be selling to government? How do you see that?
We would be selling to government, but okay. Yeah, right now where the financial stand is, we are at the beginning phase. We are looking to, we are up for many prizes right now. We're really working currently with Harvard University and Cal Berkeley University, and we're up with prizes. We've been very excited about being nominated for the Prince Talal Prize coming up. And so a lot of that funding is going to help us grow and be able to offer out how we're going to be able to do that financial market. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I would like to invite Jennifer for some questions.
Sure. Congratulations, Elena. Just a quick question also on business. It sounds like the product is actually in application. Do you foresee any other revenue streams coming from basically the technology that you've built, like consulting or anything else like that?
Yeah, so as we grow, we've been quite astonished at the different layers which we're able to produce. Our IP is quite extraordinary, and we've realized many other entities which we're able to work in. And I can see even just today, there's a lot of partnerships in working with agricultural landowners on being able to develop these kind of wetlands for the soil hydrology, all of those different levels. So I think being able to work with a lot of these other applications and the agricultural industry is going to be one of our main outlets for our IP. Yes.
Okay. And in terms of the team, do you feel right now that you have the team that you need, or is there like a particular profile that you would be looking for in terms of being able to kind of scale this larger?
Yeah, I do think, thanks for asking that. That's a great question. I do think that to enable us to really grow, a solid partnership is essential for us to be able to develop this, which is why we were looking at even going with a company, that might want to purchase this to be able to really scale this, such as Nature Conservancy or WWF, which we've spoken to. But if we are able to keep it on our own and make those partnerships internally, even better.
Yeah, for sure. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And last but not least, Carl.
Yeah, Elena, I was going to ask you, so do I understand that you have a case study running in Uganda?
That's correct.
Okay, is that the only region that you're covering at the moment, or are you in multiple locations? I didn't quite get that.
So we're utilizing Ghana as Ghana and Uganda with two different nonprofit entities for working in the Global South. We are also working here in California for our beta project with two agricultural farms, one that's located with wetland hydrology that goes through to the ocean, so that we can really get development on all different levels on what's happening with the water and how we can help work within our climate predictive modeling to see how those wetlands are going to be the most sustainable as well as most carbon sequestering that they can be.
And let's say the longest serving case study, the oldest one, was it the one in Uganda, or just give me an idea of the before and after scenario?
Well, we're only running 6 months.
Right? 6 months.
Yeah,
okay.
we're 6 months. The big
We'll talk
well
about
is
it in a
a
few
couple
years.
years old. Yeah, the big well's been working in technology for good for 3 to 4 years now, but this project is only 6 months, but it has taken over. We're working on it full time. It's got a lot of steam behind it, and so we're really excited to help see this project grow.
What's the format of your legal entity? Are you a for-profit or non-profit?
We're a California nonprofit.
Okay, cool. Very good. And in terms of partnerships to to realize the dreams of your organizations, you kind of hinted quite strongly at the United Nations being one important partner, WWF as another. Are there also technology partnerships that you need to form, and sales partnerships as well?
So for technology partnerships, we are utilizing a lot of the ones that we already have. We're with Amazon Web Services. Because we are a California-based 501c3, we are funded through Microsoft, through Google, and through Amazon to be able to utilize a lot of their software. We do have and work with a great relationship with an Esri, of course, and so I do feel that technology-wise, we're really quite strong. For partnerships, there are multiple app developers that we are looking at utilizing within how to make the most eco-service solution and user-friendly platform. And so we're still looking for the exact right model to be able to develop around the actual platform for human use. So that is one that we are still looking at developing with, yeah.
Awesome, Elena. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for making some time to pitch your solutions. I just want to give everyone one last chance to present their value proposition. So you have 30 seconds to just pitch yourself to the judges on why your AI ML solution for climate change is unique, is the best. So I'll go in the reverse order. I'll start with Ayana, who was the last speaker, and we'll go back to the top. So 30 seconds, you can start the big world.
Thank you. Nico app is a catalyst for sustainable world by optimizing agriculture, preserving vital wetlands, and ensuring clean water access. Nico addresses the core challenges of climate change, food security, and water scarcity. Our data-driven, community-centric approach empowers individuals and organizations to become stewards of the environment. Nico isn't just an app, it's a global movement towards a more resilient, prosperous, and eco-conscious planet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next one, Amaj from Poseidon. 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. The climate change need a multidisciplinary solution, and the only way that we can do it with all the limitation that we have is to involve new and emerging technologies such as AI. So please join Poseidon AI to help communities around the world, not only to be sustainable, but to also produce and secure the future of our planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Tolby, Mohammed, 30 seconds for you. Mohammed, okay. I'm not sure if he's still connected, so I'll skip. I'll go to Frank.
Yeah, thank you very much. So actually, I don't need a minute. I just need to say that with our solution and with our approach, I think we can open our soil and the food, which is essentially a black box. And with such approach, I think we can on purpose and accordingly inform decision making and address the challenge ahead in terms of food security and climate change mitigation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Frank. Next up, I will go to William from University of Plymouth.
Unmute. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think the key thing is soil organic carbon is absolutely central to soil health and supporting food and water security. But it's all about data quality. We need data at scale, and the data has to be reliable. And in particular, I think if we're going to bring change, particularly from the bottom up, we have to have community ownership of the data. And so linking what we do in terms of data analytics to the AI science to predict and help us model, but also having community ownership through citizen science is really the way forward to bring change.
Thanks. Next one, AI Radiance, Mohammad Reza.
Thanks a lot. AI Radiance leverages the power of data to redefine the way we understand soil properties. It's not just about predicting yields, it's about paving the way for precision agriculture and sustainable practices. And thank you for your time and your attention, and most importantly, your shared vision for a future where agriculture isn't just an industry, it's a symphony of innovation and sustainability.
Thanks a lot. And Finup, Angelo. Do we have Angelo? If not, I will try again. Tolby, Mohammed, are you there or not? Okay. Right now, I have one last question for the judges. We had a question from the people participating on the neural network, and the question is like we have a lot of great startups, a lot of sensors and ideas, and of course, interesting AI. So, are there any initiatives to integrate these startups into like a big structure instead of like people pitching for funding? We can have like some structure where they come in and we can accelerate them. So, what is your take, judges? You have 30 seconds to 1 minute. To just
I'll jump in. I think that's a really good question, and I think that there is plenty of scope. So what I've seen today, I think every one of the technologies, and not just saying it, but every one of the companies that and the individuals that have presented had something really worthwhile to say and something of real value to bring to the world. And so none of them should be overlooked. And I think it's our duty overall to nurture and follow them all, regardless of where they rank in the scoring system. They should all be nurtured. And so I would be very much in favor of, and this is something that we can perhaps discuss together with ITU and the various partners from the United Nations system involved in this innovation factory, such as IAEA, UNESCO, etc. But it certainly would make a lot of sense to put together something like a innovation academy, something that supports the ongoing development of these startups, especially when they're at this very, very young age. Most of them are in the very early stages, concept development, and some are more advanced, but they should all be sustained and followed through. I think I'd be very much in favor of creating something like that with your support.
Interesting. Thank you. Melissa.
Yeah, I kind of echo that. I think that, when, companies go through, whether you participate in a hackathon or a startup competition, that nurture stream is incredibly important. What I would, so I think there's kind of what can the judges do? What can we do individually? What can we do within our own networks? What can we do through the, collaboration with the ITU and others involved in this initiative? but I think it's also about other enterprise partnerships. So everybody's talking about, AI, and naturally everybody has a, cloud computing component. Whether you're, running on the AWS cloud, the Google cloud, the, Azure, whatever. I think outside of this group, there are incredibly interesting, programs that go above and beyond, cloud credits that include, mentorship and founders' journeys. And so I think it's partly, what can we do with the UN? What can we do individually? I'd be happy to, chat formally with, any of the startups that have presented it to us today. And Tomas and other can make sure that I think all of us get connected, and we can kind of go from there, would be my thought. But I love to see a nurture stream, because nobody wants ideas to die on the vine because they didn't have the right mentors or the right role models or the right connectors.
Thank you so much. Jennifer.
Yes, not much more to add. Echo both what Melissa and Carlos said. I think it is about kind of pooling our resources, both technical and also the networks that we have. Obviously, together with the AI for Good, the ITU community is huge. All sorts of different types of smart people to tap into, and this is, I think, just the start. So absolutely would support something of that nature. And it sounds like there were lots of kind of themes here. Lots of startups talked about mentorship, access to funds, and things like that. I think absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. So at this point in time, I would like to thank everyone, especially our judges, for making time to come here, ask questions, and of course, evaluate, score the startups. And congratulations to everyone who pitched their solutions. It's a big milestone to reach this far, and I wish you good luck in your future endeavors. Some of you, I'm sure we will meet you at Co-op, and some of you, I'm sure we will meet in Geneva next year, May. So see you around. And we have another Innovation Factory session on 19 October. We will put the information online this week. And I hope everyone have a good day. This is the end of our session. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learned something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the poll, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. We invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits, poster boards, the eShop, and build your personalized AI for Good program. Let's shape the future of AI for Good.
AI is a powerful tool.
This summit can help ensure that artificial intelligence charts a course that benefits humanity and bolsters our shared values.